Are you making a huge mistake by waiting to hire an asylum lawyer? Listen, I can't tell you how often I get desperate calls from people who thought they had plenty of time, and now it's too late for me to help them win their case. In this video, I'll reveal why waiting to hire a lawyer could be devastating for your asylum case, and I'll share crucial insights about timing that most asylum seekers don't discover until it's too late. And we're starting right now. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, well, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. Let me know in the comments if you've got an asylum case pending, or maybe you're considering applying. And listen, I'd especially like to hear from you. If you've been waiting for an asylum interview with USCIS for multiple years, let me know in the comments how long you've been waiting. Too many asylum seekers think they've got plenty of time to hire a lawyer. They figure they'll wait until their interview gets scheduled or until their court hearing date approaches. But this is a huge mistake that could cost you your case. As a former asylum officer, I've seen too many strong cases fail because people waited too long to get legal help. Let me tell you something that happens in my office all the time. So people call us maybe 2 weeks before their individual hearing in immigration court, after the deadline to file documents has already passed. Or maybe they just got their interview notice from the asylum office and their interview date is, let's say, a week away. Well, at this stage, they're feeling desperate. Unfortunately, we have to turn them down because we simply can't make a meaningful contribution at that stage. It's too late. You see, by waiting too long, you're severely limiting your options for legal representation. You might end up stuck with attorneys who are desperate or less qualified, who are willing to take cases under these circumstances. So, by waiting too long, you may be missing out on the best possible help out there. The attorneys who can really make a difference in your chances for asylum success. Listen, it's understandable to think that you've got time to spare because maybe, your court hearing is scheduled for years into the future, or maybe you applied with USCIS and you haven't heard from them in years. But here's what you need to know. Hearing dates get shuffled all the time, and asylum interviews can get set without advance notice. Even a court hearing that's set for 2026 could suddenly get moved up to just months from now. This happens, for example, when cases get reassigned to new immigration judges who have more availability on their calendar. I've seen this happen countless times, leaving asylum seekers scrambling to prepare their cases. And with USCIS, you truly never know when you'll get that notification that your interview has been scheduled. Sometimes people virtually forget about their case altogether, only to be surprised by an interview notice that says they've got about a week to prepare. It's true. You might get less than 10 days notice between receiving your interview letter and the actual interview date. That's nowhere near enough time to prepare a strong case. I can't tell you how many people I've had to turn away because they called us with just days until their interview. You see, here's what you've got to understand. Fully preparing an asylum case takes significant time. You need a carefully constructed declaration, compelling evidence, and a comprehensive legal brief. Your lawyer needs time to help organize documentation, obtain evidence, and ensure consistency across all your materials. Last-minute preparation often leads to inconsistencies that can destroy your credibility. And listen, credibility problems are one of the biggest reasons asylum cases get denied. By the way, if you want to maximize your chances for asylum success, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you don't miss the insights that I share on this channel. Different legal strategies require different types of evidence and documentation. Some evidence takes significant time to obtain. Think medical records, police reports, or maybe expert testimony. You see, your lawyer needs time to identify the strongest legal theories and gather supporting materials. This is not something that can be rushed in the final weeks before your hearing. The strongest cases are built methodically over time with careful attention to detail. And that's just the paperwork portion we've been talking about. There's also intensive preparation to do for the interview or hearing. In fact, this is the most important part of your entire case, and it should not be compressed into a day or two. At my law firm, we do multiple preparation sessions, including a full-scale mock interview or hearing from beginning to end, to make sure our clients are confident and ready to do an outstanding job when it's time for the real thing. Effective interview preparation builds gradually through multiple sessions over time. Last minute cramming simply doesn't work when you need to remember crucial details consistently. Practice interviews help identify weak points that need strengthening, but this takes time to do properly. The most successful asylum applicants are those who've had time to thoroughly prepare with their attorney. You don't want to rush this stuff, okay? All right, here's something else to consider. You want your lawyer thoroughly familiar with your case from day one. I often come across news articles about conditions in my clients' countries or maybe legal developments here in the United States that are relevant to specific cases. And when I'm intimately familiar with a case, I immediately recognize the relevance and can take appropriate action. But if I don't know a case that well, I might miss crucial opportunities to strengthen it. To be sure, political situations and human rights conditions in your country can change rapidly, and a lawyer who's familiar with your case from the beginning can monitor these developments and adjust strategy accordingly. Sometimes these changes require immediate legal action that you'll miss out on without ongoing legal representation. I've had cases where quick action in response to changing conditions made the difference between winning and losing. Listen, building a strong asylum case is like building a house. You need a solid foundation. Also, emergency legal services typically cost more than measured preparation over time. Early intervention can prevent costly mistakes that take more time and money to fix later. Plus, many people make serious mistakes in their initial asylum applications that could have been avoided with legal guidance. While these things can sometimes be addressed with supplemental filings, it's much better to get things right the first time. To be clear, your asylum application is a foundational part of your claim. If you haven't yet applied, I cannot stress enough how important it is to have an asylum lawyer help you with this. Finally, don't underestimate the peace of mind that comes with having trusted legal counsel from the beginning. The asylum process is incredibly stressful. Having a lawyer by your side from the start or as soon as possible provides valuable reassurance and allows you to focus on other aspects of your life rather than constant worry about your case. Why carry this burden alone when you don't have to? Listen, if you've been thinking about hiring an asylum lawyer but keep putting it off, do yourself a favor and at least reach out to talk with someone from my team about your situation. I think you may find that there's a ton to be gained by taking bold action right now to secure your future in America through asylum, rather than kicking the can further down the road and putting it off. Don't put this off any longer. Your future is too important. If you're ready to take the next step and get help with your asylum case, then call my office today. That number is 713-909-0401. And remember, we help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you live. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so that we can help you to secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning. It's truly an honor to serve you in your asylum journey.